about time. Good evening on my behalf. I'm Riku Mäkelä, part of the Nordic team organizing this event, representing Nordic Innovation House in Singapore and Embassy of Finland in Singapore. So now, the show for the next half an hour will include 3-minute presentations from 5 of the companies you just heard for half a minute or 1 minute just a moment ago. And after these 5 presentations, we will have questions and answers. And then whenever you are thinking about a question, just push it to the chat. So some people might answer to you through the chat, and we will cover those latest during the Q&A session. If we end up having lots of questions, then we will promise to answer to you afterwards for all of the questions that we don't have time to cover. So now it's about medical and clinical solutions and screening solutions. And let's start the show with having first Abele Medical and Tuve telling us a little bit more about that. So I'll stop sharing, and Tuve, you run the show now, and I'll give you the 3 minutes. Thank you.
Okay, here we go. Okay, hello everybody. My name is Tove, and I'm from Abele Medical's business development team. Abele Medical is a preventative healthcare company, and we make products that better patient outcomes by reducing the physical and mental burden faced by today's nurses. Our product, Ling, is a multidimensional patient monitoring platform that has the potential to both replace existing nursing logistical tools and traditional patient monitoring instruments. Ling aims to address 3 main challenges in nursing. The first is clinical efficiency. The second is patient safety and adverse events. And the third is optimized management of care. By providing continuous, contactless patient status monitoring, Ling eliminates manual and tedious processes like taking blood pressure, heart rate, pulse, and respiration. And it presents this data in an intuitive way. Ling is able to support clinical decision-making and aid in clinical workflow, in addition to improving patient comfort through removing cumbersome wires. There are 3 main components to the system. The first is a sensor mat, which collects vital sign data and activity data. The second is a data center, which performs the analysis and allows for third-party devices such as temperature and SpO2 monitors to connect. And the third is a dashboard, which allows for the visualization of data. This allows for us to provide all of the necessary vital sign data, including heart rate, respiration rate, movement data, and we have promising results for contactless blood pressure. In turn, we're able to visualize this raw data to provide useful analysis such as overall patient status trends, bed exit alarms, and automated turning schedules. We believe that this will aid nurses with shift planning and adverse event prevention, among other things. Future versions of our platform will also include tools for sepsis, seizure, cardiac arrest, and pain management. The value of Ling lies in freeing up time for healthcare professionals by automizing tedious tasks and improving patient monitoring and comfort. We're still in the development phase of the system and plan to bring it to the market in Singapore by 2022. We're currently looking for investors, hospitals, and research partners in Singapore. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me if you're interested in hearing more information. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tuve. And next we'll have Brighter and Johan, your turn.
Thank you, Riku. And can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So Johan Möller calling in from Stockholm today, normally in Jakarta, and working for Brighter. Brighter is a company that focuses on diabetes management. And diabetes is a chronic disease. It hits around 1 in 10 people in Singapore, as well as in the other markets in Southeast Asia, and that's increasing. It's the world's most expensive disease, and mainly that cost is borne both from the patients in terms of complications such as eyesight impairment, diabetes foot and cardiovascular problems, as well as to the society as a whole, since this leads to large problems going to work, as well as the cost of healthcare. When it comes to the cost of healthcare, approximately 10% of the cost of diabetes is from the treatment, whereas 90% is from the complications. And that has, to a large degree, to do with non-compliance to the doctor's recommendations. When we talk to people with diabetes in Southeast Asia, a lot of problems occur since you forget to take doses, you forgot if you tested yourself recently, or if it's been a while since you tested, and there's also a fear of injecting too much insulin. So what was done in Singapore back in 2017 was a study with NUS, PwC, and MyDoc. MyDoc is a telehealth platform in Singapore. They did follow-ups remotely using a telehealth app instead of physical consultations. And they saw that the number of consultations went up 6-fold, but the result was that the cost of inpatient admissions decreased 5-fold. And Brighter offers a solution with a medical device that measures blood glucose. It measures the amount of insulin injected and shares that data from the patient to the healthcare professionals. So that allows the healthcare professional to take action when they see that a patient is behaving differently to what they would hope. And with that management support over long term, we will see the cost of chronic disease patients going down, both from the healthcare cost, but also the personal suffering of getting the complications of diabetes foot and eyesight impairment, etc. So at Brighter, we're now launching in Singapore. We hope to collaborate with healthcare professionals as well as with other companies that are interested in looking into this data and seeing how that improves both the cost and the lives of people with diabetes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Johan. So next up, Cryotec Nordic and JP Martins.
Hello, can you see my screen?
Yes, and you.
Perfect. All right, hi again. Hello from Finland. My name is JP Martins and I'm the marketing director of Cryotec Nordic, or CTN for short. We are a global high-tech company that was founded in 2013. And since we're from the land of the cold, so to say, we specialize in manufacturing cryotherapy equipment. We have a range of clients going from private clinics to hospitals and healthcare institutions where we supply these devices around the world. What is cryotherapy? Cryotherapy basically means the rapid and controlled cooling of the tissue. What this in return means is that before you get the cryo, you can see that there's a normal artery. After a very short couple-minute treatment, you experience vasoconstriction, which limits the supply of blood flow. And immediately after the treatment, you get vasodilation. And this means you're increasing your body's own blood circulation, which in return is also releasing endorphins, anti-inflammatory protein, norepinephrine, and much more. So there are benefits in recovering from injuries, treating post-surgery scarring, alleviating muscle pain, chronic pain, such as arthritis, tendonitis, etc. Traditional cryotherapy uses liquid nitrogen to cool down, and it exposes, for example, here you can see the whole body to temperatures of minus 110 to minus 130 degrees Celsius. It's a very brief period, but the idea is to provide a thermal shock to your body. Our newest innovation, the localized cryotherapy unit, is very exciting and a game changer in this field due to it working solely on electricity. Now, this makes it accessible, easy to use, and safe for everyone. Some testimonials to show you. So not only are athletes using this to recover a bit faster, but there is a very interesting case with Janne Repo, so the second photo on the right. He had a bilateral osteotomosis to correct his femur and tibia. And it was an interesting case because identical surgeries were done on both of his legs, and only one was treated with cryotherapy. It allowed him to stop taking pain medication significantly sooner and cut weeks off his recovery time. So these are just some of the stories how we can provide alternative recovery options to people. And that's our main goal. Thank you.
Thank you, JP. Next one, iCare and Fabian. Please share your screen.
Yes. Can you see?
Now it's up and running. So please go ahead.
Hello, I'm Fabian from iCare, and I'm here to introduce you what do we do. So iCare is a company that manufactures equipment for ophthalmology, for diagnosis of glaucoma and retinal pathologies. And just a few words on the fact that we have now 3 offices. The head office is in Helsinki, and then we have office in Italy, where we have a manufacturing and a business line, and we have a marketing and sales office in the United States. So the typical pathologies that we address are glaucoma, diabetic retinopathy, and macular degeneration. That I'm not going to spend any word on this, but are very important with age, related to age progression. This is the line of products that we have. So the tonometers that to measure the eye pressure, that are portable and don't require any anesthetics, and also are very important for home use, can be used at home. And then below you see our products for imaging of the retina, of the back of the eye. 30 seconds video should run to show the technology of the tonometer, which basically doesn't require any anesthetics, and this is the patent that we have. Didn't start. The patent that we have compared to competition products that will touch the cornea or require some micro aerosol spread. And in this case, instead, we have like a gentle touch on the cornea. And this is the patent that we have on the iCare tonometer product. For the imaging product, usually you get images of the retina like the one on the top here, which are not in very good quality. And we have a technology called the true color confocal scanning, and the product that we launched this year that allows to take this kind of image of the back of the eye with excellent resolution and very easy to use, and with a small pupil, which means that can be used very easily on elderly patients. And we have already a network in Singapore. We have a public company, or about 10 years old now, and we have distribution network and support network, and we already have some installation in Singapore. However, our installation base in Asia is still at the beginning compared to where we are in Europe and in US. So we're really looking forward to expand and to reach more centers. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Fabian. Now, next one will be Risk Medical Solutions and iCare. And Fabian, please stop sharing. Thank you.
Hello, can you see my screen?
Yes, it's there.
Perfect. Good afternoon to everyone from Reykjavik. My name is Ægir Steinarsson, and I'm the product manager here at Retina Risk. And at Retina Risk, we, the product team and the medical team, have spent the last decade developing an algorithm together with the National University of Iceland and the National Hospital of Iceland. The Retina Risk algorithm enables hospitals or individuals to calculate the personalized risk of sight-threatening diabetic retinopathy in the coming 12 months. The algorithm organizes whole patient groups of virtually unlimited size in order of screening importance based on the individualized risk score of each patient. This means that at any given time, the patient in the room getting his or her eye screen is always the patient that needs it most, while other low-risk patients are safely at home going about with their lives. We've been constantly validating the clinical safety of the algorithm since 2011 and have now published 5 studies in 5 countries, covering over 25,000 patients, both retrospective and real life. And our 6th study is underway in the Indian population. All these studies confirm that the hospitals can reduce average screening frequency per patient by 40 to 60%, while actually increasing clinical safety, because the algorithm both identifies and prioritizes high-risk patients who are called in for more frequent screening and more intensive follow-up, while low-risk patients are down-prioritized. The algorithm is also CE marked in the European Union, and we are in the process of obtaining certifications in other regions of the world. Here at Retina Risk, we have 2 products, the Retina Risk application and the Retina Risk API. Our app has been downloaded by over 600,000 people around the world who are looking to understand their diabetic condition better and take appropriate action towards reduced eye risk. Our API service has recently been released and is aimed at hospitals and healthcare facilities to streamline their services and increase cost effectiveness of care. The API takes in 6 risk factors, and based on those, produces each patient personalized risk and analysis of underlying factors driving that risk, as well as producing and maintaining a dynamic screening order for all patients based on ever-changing data coming in. The National Hospital in Iceland has now become the first institution in the world to deploy the Retina Risk solution, and we are now expanding across the globe to bring the next generation of diabetic eye screening approaches to hospitals and clinics. Thank you.
Thank you. And according to my calculations, that was the last one to present. Could you please stop sharing so I'll try to get my slide visible here. Okay, coming up. And we just heard from 5 exciting companies from the Nordic countries, and all the other devices or solutions are available for immediate use also in this part of the world in Southeast Asia, except Ably is still in kind of late development phase with their product. And now, while we are waiting for more questions through the chat channel or from Q&A, I'd like to ask one question first from all of the panelists. So what type of partners would you be interested in Singapore and other Southeast Asian countries for the next stages of your growth in this area? So what type of business partners or innovation partners would you be interested in? Let's start the other way around. So let's start from the end of the list. So first, Retina Risk. What would be you interested in?
We're mainly looking for diabetic department where have like a holistic range of care. So a department that has eye screening and also health checks, and so incorporated into the same department where you can get a holistic overview of the whole process, which we feel is a better fit for the product, because you can see like the whole process going upwards.
Oh, looks like I need to open my mic. So Fabian, what type of partners would you be interested in Southeast Asia for iCare?
So especially will be the ophthalmology departments, what we are looking in all hospitals. That will be our primary one. And then of course, also like the previous speaker would be the diabetic departments, because we have also solutions for diabetic. These are by far the 2. And also optometrists department, optometrist shops, optical shops, like in Singapore and in some other countries in Asia. These are, they take care and they do also primary care of and diagnosis of glaucoma and fundus imaging.
Okay,
so these
Fabian,
3, I would say.
Yeah, so Fabian, still another question. So would you be interested in more distributors or business partners in Southeast Asia, or is it already covered?
Yeah, well, mostly it's covered, but we are always interested to talk. It's always interesting to extend the network, and we are going to have new products, and sometimes we are splitting products. So the distribution network is the part that we have done up to now, and now we have to be present a little bit more because distributors help us with the support, like installation, setup, and everything. But we need to do things like branding and awareness of our company.
Okay, thank you. So then Cryotec Nordic, JP, what would you say about your interests towards partners, both in kind of customer side of things and then in distribution or business partnerships?
Well, I mean, we would be looking for everyone that is interested in recovering faster. But jokes aside, we would be, if we talk about straight to consumers, it would be private clinics and private hospitals offering different recovery methods. But this being said, CTN is also very interested in finding synergetic partners in Southeast Asia for distributing these devices.
Okay, thank you. Then Brighter and Johan, what about you?
So for us, in terms of partnerships that we're looking into that would be interesting, we're working with diabetes, so endocrinologists and internal medicine are definitely the departments that are most interesting for us in terms of healthcare professionals. I think a joint cooperation with telehealth companies in Singapore, especially the ones that are reaching out regionally, would be very interesting, since our device and service could work as a plug-in for chronic disease patients to what is usually acute care from telehealth companies today. So that's one very interesting part. Of course, when it comes to things like distribution, warehousing, all these things, we're also looking into how to solve per market. So also happy to talk about this.
Okay, thank you. Ably and Tuve, what about you? You are still in development phase, late stage.
We're still in development, but we are rapidly approaching a market entry. We're definitely looking for 3 major partners, which is investors, hospitals, and research partners. In regards to hospitals, we're looking for geriatric, acute, and ICU wards where we can test and validate our product. And then we're also looking for integration partners so that we make sure that we get all of the IT stuff in order.
Okay, thank you. So that was the first round of answers. Please, audience members, please post your questions to either Q&A channel or chat channel. So the next question coming up is that please explain a little bit about your local presence in Singapore. So are you already present in Singapore, or are you in earlier stage of your local approachability, so to say? Let's start now again from Ably, so from the beginning.
So we don't have an official presence in Singapore. However, we have been in talks with all 3 of the major Singapore clusters and have been working continuously with them for the past 2 years, trying to get more information about the product and how we can tailor what we're working on to their market. But no official presence yet, but Singapore is absolutely a high priority for us.
Thank you. Brighter, Johan.
Right, so we are currently present in Southeast Asia with an office in Jakarta, and it's fairly close from Jakarta to Singapore, so we're in Singapore quite often talking to advisors as well as other types of partners. So no problem to be in Singapore with 1.5 hours notice.
Yes, in normal times, if we are exact there. Okay, so then Cryotec Nordic, JP.
Yeah, we actually have a great partner in Singapore called Innovation Home Singapore. Great partners actually originating from Finland as well that have an office there. And we have
I lost JP's voice towards the end, so I'm guessing that he finished telling that they have a local showroom here in Singapore and product is possible to see in real life in Singapore. And then iCare, Fabian, what about you in Singapore?
Yes. In Singapore, we have distributors. We have two distributors of Tangan Instruments and Ningguang that basically take care of installation and support. And I myself we were 2 years in Bangkok, so not too far from Singapore, and also used to fly there many times. So yes, we do have a presence that can support us, especially with all the technical side at the moment.
All right, then Risk Medical.
Like Ably, we do not have an official presence in Singapore yet, but this accelerator and some of the discussions we have ongoing is part of our strategy to enter this market, and is also a high priority for us.
Okay, thanks. So I don't see any. Okay, I was just saying that no more questions, but now I will say that the last one came in. So for all of you companies, which one of you is fundraising currently or near-time future, and what's the size of the next round? Let's now start from the end. So Risk Medical first.
We are in fundraising mode. We have a round going now of $1 million with $150,000 committed so far, and we hope to finalize it before the end of the year.
Okay, so 1 million round US dollars active right now, and still space there for additional investors. Okay, iCare, are you raising funds, or what's your situation in that?
No, we already passed that stage, we can say. So we are now a public company on Cryotec Nordic, and we merged with this Italian company where I come from, and now we can say that we safely get into the following step. We are not in fundraising anymore.
Okay, so anyone interested in Cryotec Nordic, they can invest there through stocks.
Yes,
okay.
exactly. Of course, so much.
Yeah.
It's growing very fast, 50% this year.
Okay, wonderful. Then Cryotec Nordic, JP, what about you?
Yeah, we do have a round for 5 million euros in total to fuel our ever-growing global expansion.
Okay, so that's open now. Sounds good. Then Brighter, Johan.
We are also publicly listed in Stockholm, so we do all funding activities on the open stock market. So all information will come in relation to that.
Okay, so stocks are available publicly. Then Tuve, Ably, what about you?
We are also raising 5 million euros in our round that will end hopefully before Christmas this year. We've gotten a lot of interest from multiple investors, so we're looking to put together a really good team. We're backed by Innovation Norway and by the Norwegian government, so it's a safe investment and very interesting. So we're definitely looking for more people to join in that round.
Okay, thank you. So I think that because it's now Friday in this part of the world, we have some Nordic audience members also, but it's Friday, it's 6:30 p.m. in Singapore. Now it's time to close this event and also close the 2 weeks long market entry program of our wonderful Nordic companies. And thank you for you 5 companies, and you have made wonderful presentations over 2 weeks, and this was the last one under this program. And we wish you wonderful meetings with the people you have got to know during these 2 weeks. And now everybody in the audience, please contact these companies and others. You can find all the information about them in the pre-event emails and follow-up emails that will be coming in next week. So thank you, everybody, and have a great weekend.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.